Divine Feminine, what is going on? I miss you guys so much. I've been so busy at work, and I just, I don't want to ever do readings where I'm depleted, and, so I have to wait. But I miss this more than I miss work, honestly. I work like 5, 6 days a week, and I'm really exhausted after, and I just missed you guys, so it's good to be back. So we're heading into July, so let's see some final messages for June and what to expect for July for Divine Feminine. Advice, Holy Spirit, for Divine Feminine for this period of time. I don't know. We have spiritual partnership. Nature. Messages for Divine Feminine, please. Parenting and individuality. Ooh, I'm hearing so many messages off the bat. Let's do 4 more. Messages for Divine Feminine. Transformation. Solitude. Awareness. Disruption. Okay, so these are the messages that I'm hearing before I even like look at the card. I'm hearing something about Divine Feminine, like being reparenting yourself, and like something about your true nature, about who you really are. And I get that also with the awareness and transformation here. It's like, I want to say that you're really stepping into your role as a spiritual leader. Okay, and I kind of get that here too with the solitude. It's like you spent all this time alone through the pandemic, healing, nurturing yourself, becoming the true version of yourself, your true nature. That's what I get with this nature card. I don't really see it as being out in nature, though it could be. I really do see it talking more about who you really are. With spiritual partnership, there could be a love coming in. We'll find out. But again, I don't want to go too much into like finding somebody outside of yourself, because if you are a real Divine Feminine, you know that everything that you need is within you. Of course, we all want romance. Who doesn't? But, but if there is romance, there's parenting here. So you could be expecting children. But I also, with parenting, I feel like it's more about parenting yourself, standing up for yourself in this time period, standing up to others who, like, basically doing what you couldn't do when you were a small child. Like, if your family treated you a certain way and you put up with it your whole life, you didn't really have a choice if you were a child, and now that you're an adult, you can now stand up for yourself and stand up for your inner child, and parent yourself essentially. And that comes into with individuality as well. It's like, you are an individual. You are separate from your family. You're separate from your friends. You are original person. And not only that, you're a divine person. And it's like, it's better to be alone in solitude than it is to be around people who don't recognize or reflect your true nature back to you. And yeah, with this awareness, it's like, you know who you are now. We'll find out what disruption is about, but this could be, I could see family structures, or just the old dynamic kind of dying away. Okay, so spiritual partnership, please, Holy Spirit. Spiritual partnership. This is my favorite deck, and it's just been sticky or something lately. Okay, so spiritual partnership, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So again, see, there is no other person here. This is a very single energy. I do believe that right now, Divine Feminine, you are waiting for love and you want to receive love, but you recognize that you have to be completely self-sufficient and completely at peace and at wholeness within yourself, and that's actually just the perfect amount of love that you're gonna need in your life, and to attract that partner that you want. I don't know. I just want to say that, like, if you've been part of my channel, then you know that I always preach this kind of self-love thing. And there it is right there in the cards. It's just so essential that you nurture yourself. Because listen, when you're a divine feminine, like the gang stalking, the harassment, the hate, and I'm sure for divine masculines as well, the evolved ones, like it's overwhelming. Like people will just turn on you, like without question. Like you'll be cool with somebody, all of a sudden they just hate you because you just triggered something within them that made them feel inadequate. Because especially when you do all your healing work, you look perfect. So why would you want to look for love outside of yourself when it's so fickle? You know what I mean? Like only you can nurture yourself in that way that you need to be nurtured. Like unconditional love for yourself, and God can do that for you as well. Okay, so nature, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting that standing up for yourself energy with the King of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Empress, and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, it's about your true nature, okay? Now, it could also be about being in nature, because this kind of has like a nature kind of background here. And the Empress, she is like Mother Earth, you know what I mean? So yes, it could be about being out in nature and feeling more abundant out if you're like an outdoorsy kind of person. I'm not, so but what I'm really seeing here is like with nature, it's like standing up for yourself here and knowing exactly who you are, right? And to defend yourself at all costs, no matter what people say about you, if people insult you, if people treat you like horribly. Like, let's be real, people are always trying to knock divine feminines down a peg. It doesn't matter, in the workplace, outdoor, like anyone, your family, your friends, they always want to knock you down a peg. And this is talking about like just standing firm in who you are, knowing who you are, and letting people know, hey, I'm not going to be treated a certain way because this is my true nature. This is who I am. I am an empress, or an emperor. I am a divine being, and you're going to treat me as such here with that King of Swords. Period. And if you don't, I'm out. Okay? So, with this Ace of Pentacles, I'm not quite sure. I feel like in this particular, it's like kind of like coming out of the heavens, offering like, I feel like you're very lucky at this time, divine feminine. Like I feel like God really wants for you to do this, because it's like he has something he wants to give to you, but he can't give it to you if there's people who are in your way, blocking your blessings. Like it's almost like move away so that this vibration can come in, is what I want to say. Parenting, please. Oh my gosh. So we have the Nine of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is definitely resonating with the original message, the Lovers. Now, if you have if you're in a partnership, or if it was your divine masculine, wow, and the Two of Cups. There's so many messages that I'm getting with this. Okay, there's 3 messages. So if you were in a divine partnership and you had kids with your divine masculine, I feel like, if there was a breakup here, that this was just fucked up. Honestly, it was completely fucked up. Like, this is what he or she did to you, and that's how it left you, and this is what you thought you had, right? So it's kind of fucked up that happened when it comes to parenting. So at this time, actually, you could be meeting somebody new who could be a parent to your child. Now, the second message that I'm getting here is about parents in general. Your parents probably left you like this. Parents can be karmics as well too. If they never seen your value, if they never treated you right, if they treated you, put all their unhealed stuff on you, then that's a betrayal, That's a sabotage on you, whether it was intentional or not. But I'm getting in this case that it is kind of an intentional energy, and this is disturbing for you. A realization maybe that your parents weren't who you thought they were when you were growing up. You had this image that they were like, angelic beings, and they could do no wrong. And coming to the realization that they have sabotaged you in some way, or, were put limits on you in some way, it can be devastating, However, that being said, it's not like they did it on purpose. We all, this is just the stuff that we need to clear up. Sorry, one second. Okay. And the third message is something about, you know, in the past you may have had a soulmate or a divine connection that left you feeling absolutely rotten. And there's something about bringing in a new partnership. Guys, please excuse the noise. It's just my neighbor. So there may be the angels that want to bring in something extremely divine for you so that you can become a parent and bring in divine children. Okay, but that's really, really conflicting energies here. So I got 3 different messages with that. Okay, now individuality. We have the 4 of Cups. Temperance. The 6 of Cups. And the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so for individuality, I want to say here that, like, this to me talks about inner child healing. There's 2 children here, and then there's the temperance there, which is about healing yourself. And so again, it comes back to the concept of knowing that your inner child, you need to reparent yourself, right? And you need to do those things for yourself as a child that you never got to do. Now, I've been doing that throughout the pandemic, and one of those things that has really helped me is kind of like just doing girly things again. Like if you check out my nails, like my nails are all like glittery and stuff. I'm like into glitter and all of a sudden, and like hair clips and like all this stuff. Because as a kid, I was always worried. I never had a chance to be a kid and to just be like a little girl, you know. I was always worried about money and finances and my parents and like all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of talking about like doing those things that you love to do as a child, and like, you know, just being there for your inner child, you know, standing up for yourself when people treat you like shit or don't recognize your value. You step in as the adult now and you can fix that. And with that, a lot of people aren't going to like you, okay? A lot of people, you're going to be rejecting people, but they're also going to be rejecting you because they will not understand how you feel so confident in yourself and you're so self-sufficient, and that you have that 10 of Pentacles and that temperance energy, and that you're so good with yourself, you know, that you're an individual. They won't get it. People don't understand that self-sufficient energy, right? So it's fine. There's a sense of rejection here. You may feel very alone doing this. People that you once thought were close to you are probably not going to be as close to you as they won't resonate. You guys won't resonate with each other as much as you used to. Okay, so let's move into transformation. Use a different deck. Transformation, please. What's going on with my PlayStation? Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. The Tower. And the Wheel. Okay, so definitely a lot of ending energy here. As you can see, the tap... Ugh, guys, I'm so sorry. 1 second. Okay. There may be some minor disturbances, guys. Just bear with me here. So the Tower and the Wheel here is talking about, you know, structures having to be coming down in order for things to change. And it comes back to what I was saying earlier about, you know, not resonating with your family anymore, not resonating with your old friend groups anymore. Like, unfortunately, this is part of the transformation. And especially if you're going to be in King of Pentacles mode, to be completely self-sufficient. You cannot have people around you who aren't reflecting back who you are. You've already transformed. You've already become a divine being. You already recognize your own worth, which is the hardest part. So to have now, it's time for other people to recognize that in you. And if they don't see you, then the tower's got to come down, because the wheel has to keep turning, and we have to continue on our journey and continue to grow and be the person that we need to be, you know. So it is what it is. I'm a little bit distracted, but it's all part of the gang stalking, guys. You know what it is. Okay, Solitude. We have the Queen of Swords again. So it's about standing up for yourself and just continuing on. We have the Knight of Swords and the High Priestess. Okay, so the Solitude and the High Priestess energy is almost exactly the same here. It's about that deep inner knowledge, esoteric knowledge, knowing the ins and out of energy exchange. As a targeted individual, as an earth angel, you understand how the game goes, especially, you know, how the noise starts or whatever, right when you're about to do divine feminine reading. And like, I do think that this message is really important, because I feel like a lot of divine feminines are at that point where the healing has already been done. You know, and a lot of sword energy has come out, like the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords is all about standing up for yourself, standing up for your rights, standing in your truth, standing in your power. With the Knight of Swords now, it's a very fast moving energy, and I just feel like it's kind of like, I want to say being sharp with your words, but I think it's not even so much about being sharp, but just standing in your truth and being authentic to yourself. This is who you are, you know. There's no need to downplay who you are. It's about you have to express this, and people need to know who, like, that this is just what it is. Like, they don't have to like it. If you're the star, you're the star, right? Like, that's their problem to deal with, not yours. Just be authentic in who you are. Be the individual. You did the work, and you deserve to enjoy being the person that you're meant to be. No more downplaying or being small for anyone. If they can't deal with it, then you move on. Awareness, we have the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so knowing this now about who you are, the awareness and the Ace of Swords, knowing about who you are and recognizing that you're just a cut above the rest, you're not cut from the same cloth as the others. And that's not just because you're an earth angel or a divine being, but this is literally just because of the fact that you've done the work. You know, it's going to be, you're going to feel like this is a huge burden, and it might feel very isolating at times, you know, to cut off family, to cut off friends, to make all these decisions that kind of like make you distant from others, right? And this is the path that we have to walk. This is the path that we have to take in life. Unfortunately, the blessings are on the other side, but in the meantime, it's a bit, it can be difficult. It doesn't have to be. In the end, the solitude and being on your own and recognizing your own worth and being at peace with who you are, there's no greater gift than that. So I would say, like, it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's better to be alone and to go through this journey alone, or with a couple people who understand and support you and know who you are, than to be surrounded by fakes, phonies, and people who are using you. It's much better. So for disruption, we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, so this can disrupt your family. Yeah, the Eight of Swords, and the Devil. Oh, baby. So basically, Divine Feminine, it's saying here, yes, this new awareness, this new self-worth, this new way that you treat yourself can disrupt a family situation, the family that you were born into, your friends group. You know, to keep the status quo, you basically had to do this. Okay, you had to silence yourself, silence your gifts, silence you, right? And this is that double energy here. That's that to making yourself smaller, making yourself yeah, just making yourself smaller, making yourself invisible, you know, tiptoeing around people and their unhealed garbage, letting them treat you any old type of way, and all that stuff is all part of that devil energy. It keeps you binded. And in order to now free yourself with the Ace of Swords, and to say, I'm no longer taking this, it's going to disrupt this family, because they will not know how to react when you have self-worth, because the whole way, the whole dynamic, it's everything has been built on the fact that you shut up and you took everything as it was. It made everybody else feel good about themselves, that they didn't have to change, they didn't have to do anything better, that they were fine. By you speaking up and saying, I don't want to be confined anymore, I don't want to be trapped up in this devil energy anymore, yep, there's going to be disruption in the family, and that's really not your problem. People need to figure out their shit. Okay? Final messages for Divine Feminine, please. Change. Yeah. When you change, it's going to force your family and friends to change too. Change is inevitable. That wheel is going to turn. There's nothing that anyone can do about it. You don't need to make yourself smaller in order to keep the status quo and to keep everybody happy. Okay, and then we have child and great fortune, and I think that this is talking about, again, that inner child, or the children that you have, or the children that you will have, and the fortune that's coming in the future if you make these changes, because we cannot keep doing things in the old pattern. It can't work, okay? Like, it can't, because at the end of the day, this shit is toxic. It's double energy, you know? Call them out. Straight up is what I want to say. Call them out, Divine Feminine, and let them know this is toxic ass behavior, the way that you treat me, and this is the truth. It's the truth. It's not like you're doing anything. Sanity. It's like, for your own sanity, you have to do this. Fake and hex. So it's like, this behavior of keeping you small, making you the black sheep, making you the one that's wrong all the time is going to affect your sanity. But at the end of the day, the truth is that there is nothing wrong with you. Okay? Everybody wants to be fake. Everybody wants to act like everything's fine, we're all good. It's time for change. With this hex energy, I feel like this is just talking about generational curses, breaking generational curses, and understanding that, you know, as a Divine Feminine, this is what you're doing, and it's going to hurt initially, but over time, it'll help for your whole bloodline, and your ancestors are going to be so happy to see that curse break. Okay, so that is what I have, Divine Feminine. I hope that resonated with you guys. If it did, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting. I love you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.